Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be making a three-dimensional logo in Adobe Illustrator. It's really easy, so let's get started. Okay, I have my sketch here in Illustrator. You can make any shape you want that's something like this. You can make something with a lot of curves. Curves help a lot with this tutorial. You're going to want to use gradients later on for it, so it's not something that will depict lighting very, very well, because we're going to have one side very light, one side very dark. You can follow along with me because this shape is not that hard to copy. So we're going to start by taking our sketch, hitting Ctrl+2 to lock it in place. What I want to do is create one side of it and then copy and paste it over to create the other side, so it creates a perfect symmetrical balance. I'm going to take our ellipse tool and create a shape there to match up with our sketch. I'm going to set our fill to 0, set our fill to none, set our stroke to 3. Okay, we'll take our ellipse tool again, create a smaller oval, move it in here. I'm going to select both, go to our shape builder, and remove this by holding Alt. Go to take our ellipse tool again, create a smaller oval in the middle here. You can let it overlap a little bit. Okay, with that, we're going to select all of it, copy and paste it. We're going to flip it horizontally and vertically under our properties. And we want to line up with our other oval here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but have it around that area there. Hold Shift and drag it down to about right here. Select everything. Go to your shape builder and click once in the center here. Go to our direct selection and delete these two ovals that we made. That way we've created a shape in the middle here without having to create any extra vectors or lines or do any more hassle with the other shapes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tiny rectangle here, tiny square, and I want to set it to gradient. I'm going to get rid of its stroke. I'm going to go up to our gradient options here and set it to pink and purple. Choose any colors you want. I'm going to select everything, use our eyedropper, click on the gradient, and this already looks really good, but we want to change the lighting of it a little bit so it looks more three-dimensional. I'm going to take my gradient tool, and we'll notice that every line here represents where our gradient is for each shape. This bottom one being the bottom shape, middle being middle, and top being top. What we want to do, what you can do is you can click and drag and create a universal gradient for all of the shapes. So it goes from one color all the way down to the other color across every shape that you have. I'm going to select each individual shape and use that gradient tool to create some lighting like that. I'm going to go from the top left, so like the light's coming from our top left and the shadows will be on the bottom right. For the middle here, the light will be peeking through and it'll be the opposite. And that'll create some contrast for us. So we're going to go from left to right. Actually, no, right to left. It's easy to get confused at which side's which for your colors. I'm going to go about like that. And now I'm going to do the same thing I did to the top with the bottom. See, that looks really good. We can move this off to the side. I'm going to hit Ctrl-Alt-2 to get rid of our sketch here. I'm going to move this back to the middle. Okay, and we can get rid of our gradient square as well. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add like a little bit of shine to the edge of the shape. I'm going to take our pen tool and create a curve that matches up with the curvature of our circle. I'm going to hit escape, hold shift and hit the end of the anchor and just box it in around the shape. We're going to change our gradient of this to white. And we're going to change the opacity of our other side to 0. Now what happens with gradients that I've noticed recently is that even if you have it invisible on one side, your left color will still try to morph itself into the other color that you have that's invisible. See how you can see some very light purple with my white trying to change over to a purple. If I set this color to white, then I won't have that anymore. You won't get any weird colors when you're trying to create a gradient. I'm going to select our gradient shape here and select our main shape on the top. I'm going to go to our shape builder and remove this excess on the side. Now I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to our gradient tool and create some proper lighting with it. You can try this a few times. Right there looks good. I'm going to go to our bottom shape and do the same thing. Start from about right here. Do about right there. And remove that. And fix your gradient if you need to. I'm happy with that. And that shape is completely done. We are done with our logo. I'm going to add one little bit of detail to it. I'm going to create a perfect circle here and make a black gradient. I'm going to go to our gradient, create a black, and set the other side to white with opacity 0. Nope, that changed the wrong opacity. Okay, that opacity is already 0. I'm going to go to radial for the type of gradient that we want. Let's actually set our black to a light gray here, so it doesn't create like a weird black spot in the middle when we have it set to black. You see that? Okay, we're going to take our circle, hold shift on the top, just click and drag on the top anchor, drag it down to create a really tiny oval, and we have ourselves a shadow to go underneath. You can change this color of the gradient to anything you want. You can even change it to a purple to make it match the color of our shape here. With that, we are finished. You can group everything by holding G and centering it. I'm going to center our shadow a little better. Nope, so it's all good. And we are done. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you learned anything. Thank you.